Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jay and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for sliding through, and if you're returning, welcome back, girl. It is officially fall season and time for us to kick it up a notch, okay? So today we went in and we done this style. Now I would consider this to be kind of like a French curl hairstyle. It's like a really layery, low density hairstyle that's perfect, like I said, for the fall, the everyday working girl, or if you just want something that's going to last a long time. You're able to wash it, able to move it, it's not tangly, brush it, you can do all those things, and this style is going to be for you. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, make sure that you do stay tuned. So before we go any further, I do want to go ahead and shout out to Ywigs for sponsoring today's video. They did send me over 4 bundles of their 22-inch loose wave hair. Of the 4 bundles, I did use about 3 bundles of the hair, and this is the thickness of it. Now when I tell you the bundles are so full, this is what you would consider to be double drawn hair. So it's not technically the same thickness as if you got one regular bundle or whatever. It's like super thick. So I didn't have to use as many bundles as I normally would with other brands. This is what the hair actually looks like when it comes. This is the last bundle that we had, and just look how thick this is. Like, this is really thick. You just think like if this was like a regular bundle of hair, this is a lot of hair. So definitely love this. I don't think I've ever done a style with the loose wave hair, before. I'm not sure. I think this is my first time, but this is the look that you get. And you'll see later on in the video that I did do some layering and things like that, just to give us a more I don't know, just like a more like sultry look, if you will. I think it came out absolutely beautiful. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, because you guys know I can talk. So let's go ahead and get into the products and everything that you're going to need. So I did go in, like I said, with 3 bundles of the 22-inch loose wave hair from Ywigs. That is going to be linked down below in the description. And then I did go in with 2 bundles of braiding hair. I didn't use a lot because this is low density. It's very easy, it's light. And like I said, it matches kind of like the density of my natural hair. I didn't want any tugging or anything like that on my hair. I did use the red gel, the red one. That has been my go-to gel lately. It's just so easy. It's easier for grip and stuff like that, and I've got a lot of good feedback on it. Alternative is going to be the Magic Fingers Shine Jam. Well, Shine and Jam Magic Fingers. You guys know I use that a lot in a lot of my other videos. Still love it, but I find that the red one gel is just easier for grip. And then my 3-way mirror, my braiding rack. I did use the braiding rack in its entirety this time. And yeah, so that's pretty much all you're gonna need for today's style. All of those things are going to be linked down in the description box below. Make sure that you do check that out. French curl is really hard to do with human hair, because human hair is naturally going to drop. A curl is naturally going to drop. So if you've seen any other French curl videos and the hair is like really curly, that's because the hair is synthetic. So today we're using 100% human hair, so that's why it's going to give us like a little bit more of a looser curl. But nonetheless, I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. And make sure that you are following me on Instagram to see how I tie these curls up at night and make sure that they're nice and beautiful and voluptuous in the morning, and giving us that really full curly look. So yeah, let's go ahead and get down to business. Let's get into parting.
So of course we're starting with a freshly washed and blown out head of hair, and the size we're going to be doing today is considered small, and this is what our braid map is going to look like. You guys know I like to go in and pre-part all of my sections. This is definitely the tea to my braids looking super professional and neat and all the things. So we referenced that braid map, but we only did 3 rows under the ear instead of 4. That's the only difference. We should have about 90 braids.
Okay, so we're a good ways through. I'm gonna turn around and let you see. And so I know it looks like a little like see-through in this part. That's because all of the volume is on the bottom. And so with the French curl hair, you have to like layer, and the best way to do that is just it's the placement of the hair. So on this lower row, all of the hair starts getting fed in from here, and then as we go up, it's going to fall in like a layer motion. I don't know how to explain it any better. This is what the rack is looking like. We used this whole top one on this. This is like a bundle, if you will, and then this is another 2 bundles here. And so you're gonna see me like really adding a lot more like from this point, and then on each braid I'm gonna add about 6 pieces, about 6 or 7 pieces of hair, because I put 3 at the end. So like I'll add like maybe 8 pieces of hair on each braid, and it's gonna give us that desired like layer look, you know what I mean? All right.
If I'm nothing else, I'm very consistent when it comes to my braids. So in this corner unit, as I'll call it, I'm gonna add in 6 pieces of the braiding hair. Now normally I add in 3, but it's a little thin up here, so we're adding in 6. And so I mentioned that I want these braids to kind of mimic the density of my natural hair. I don't want too much weight or anything like that. And a lot of people ask me how I'm able to maintain my edges, my hair, and things like that with doing all of these braiding styles. It's because I'm being very intentional about my braids. I'm making sure that I'm not putting too much weight or too much tension on my hair. As you see around the edge, I left out some hair there so that it's not pulling or tugging or anything. Just being really intentional is the name of the game. And so now that we've gone down a bit, I'm going to match that braid to the braid on the opposite side, and then I'm going to begin adding in the human hair. So the reason I'm adding in the hair this low down as opposed to at the top is because of how I want the curls to fall. Like, I want a lot of volume in the bottom, you know, really giving that true French curl look and feel. And if you add it in at the top, it's just gonna be like regular boho. So yeah, I'm adding the hair in a little further down, and then as we get to the bottom, you'll see I'm gonna add in a whole lot more hair. So I can only go down as far as like where my hair stops. I have to go past my hair, but if my hair was shorter, you better believe that this would eat so different. The layers would go up so much higher. You see how these pieces like frame the face and then it's like flat? I'm creating like them along the side of my face. So we are at the top, and I just wanted to show another view of me doing the hair. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I do the ends in a second. So doing the ends is very easy, but it's the most important part. You want to make sure that you braid it past your natural hair, because you don't want to tie off on your natural hair, because you're going to clip the excess hair in the very end. So I'm going to feed in 3 pieces of hair. This is where a bulk of the hair is actually going, because you want a lot of volume in the bottom to really get that curly look. And so you're going to braid down, I'll say another like maybe inch or 2, and then you don't want to exceed the length of the braiding hair because you need it to actually secure. I'm going to do a triple knot real quick little knot. If you want to do glue, that's fine, but I don't do it. And then pull down and you're secure. That's it. It's no secret I don't like to put any glue or anything on my hair. This is another reason why I did use minimal braiding hair, just because I needed that hair to be able to secure the ends, and it's hard to secure the ends with human hair. So I went ahead and clipped all of the ends, the frayed pieces and stuff, and this is how it's gonna look.
Okay, so while I am technically done braiding the hair, like I said, the name of the game with this style is layering. So even though I was able to kind of layer it a little bit, I'm gonna go in sections and just kind of like add to that layering effect. So I'm gonna start in the front. I'm gonna do 2 layers at a time. And then these 2 layers. And I just love how these braids are not like tight at all. I don't feel like any pulling for real. And so as you see, this is what the bottoms look like. I'm just going to cut them a little bit. And so then the layer after this, I'm going to cut it again. And just like that, we have our final look, girl. When I tell you this is like perfect for the fall. I just got done doing like a little video for Instagram, but it makes all the sense. Like, people think that braids are only for like a specific season or whatever, but no, it's the fall season, so it's time like silk press season, all that stuff like that. But you can get that same look in your braids by stepping away from like the curly, like the big curly hair, and then going for something just a little bit more, you know, like this just gives me like a more elevated feel, if you will. I just love how I was able to manipulate the curls and give us like a little layered look or whatever. I don't know, it's just so perfect and it's so lightweight. I mentioned before, but I would consider these to be like low density braids because I did kind of stick with like the density of my natural hair. Like these braids are not too far off from what the size they would be if I didn't use weave. And with that being said, like the tension is like minimal. Like it's not heavy at all. It's super easy. If I wanted to put it up, it's not pulling. It's just super easy. So yes, I hope that this inspo video / tutorial was very helpful for you. Make sure that you do check out Ywigs for all of your boho needs and everything like that. And make sure that you do leave down in the comments any styles that you would like to see me do. If you saw one on your timeline and you're like, how do I do that, and you want me to show you how to do it, make sure that you do comment that down below. The fall season is here. It's time to really kick things up a notch. Thanks again to Ywigs for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.